Well, tonight on Chris 6 News, flu season is here. We'll hear from a health expert on what you should be doing to keep yourself healthy. And these 15 medications will now cost you less. We'll show you which ones are on the list next. Plus, an RV fire got out of control in Nueces County this morning. Neighborhood News reporter Tyrese Boone spoke with the fire chief on how this happened despite our recent wet weather. Chris 6 News at 5 starts right now. And we thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. We'll get to your neighborhood news in just a bit. But first, we start with a story out of Washington, where early this afternoon, 2 National Guardsmen were shot just a couple of blocks from the White House. Details are still limited at this time, but here is what we know so far. 2 West Virginia National Guardsmen were shot shortly after 2 p.m. local time today. Both remain in critical condition. According to officials, this was a targeted attack. D.C. police say the scene is now secure. One suspect is in custody but is not cooperating. The White House is actively monitoring the situation. We will make sure to keep you updated on this story. Well, as we head into peak flu season and families begin to gather for the holidays, health experts warn flu cases are on the rise. According to the Corpus Christi Nueces County Public Health District, there were 1,406 flu cases last week, and the week before that, there were 1,272 cases. That's nearly an 11% increase. Now, health experts say they expect to see these numbers increasing over the next couple of months, especially with the holidays.
This year, especially this year compared to recent years, we've seen an early surge and a noticeably rapid weekly increase in flu activity in our community.
Well, to prevent the spread, experts encourage neighbors to get the flu vaccine. And the Trump administration announced newly negotiated prices for 15 medications earlier this week. Now, some of those medications are for type 2 diabetes, COPD, several different types of cancers, depression, and IBS. The popular weight loss and diabetic drug Ozempic and Wegovy are on the list. It's unclear how much in savings individuals will see because of the out-of-pocket expenses for Medicare beneficiaries, which will be capped at about $2,200 in 2027. In international news, fire crews in Hong Kong are working to extinguish a fire in a large apartment complex. So far, more than 36 people have died and over 100 are missing. Hong Kong Fire Department officials say their crews were having difficulty getting to people trapped on higher floors due to extreme heat of the blaze. Now, flames quickly tore through the building's bamboo scaffolding, which is commonly used in Hong Kong for construction. No word yet on what sparked the fire. It appears to be the most deadly blaze in Hong Kong in nearly 3 decades.
I'm Tyrese Boone, your Nueces County Neighborhood News reporter. Fire crews were busy here along County Road 73 after an RV fire quickly got out of hand.
It all happened just after 10 a.m. Wednesday. The RV was in flames when fire crews arrived, and the fire was spreading towards some nearby propane tanks and a storage unit. Firefighters were able to save the second building, but the RV was destroyed.
The RV is completely totaled. We saved the back of the second structure. Just a little bit of exposure, and then they were able to put the grass fire out before it spread to other people's houses.
Nueces County ESD No. 1 Fire Chief Michael Clack tells us the fire is believed to have started inside the RV and spread it quickly because of dry conditions.
Well, even though we've had lots of rain over the last, 4 or 5 days, the grass fire started and started spreading, so it just goes to show that it's still dead and dry, even though we got water on the ground.
One man was hospitalized for smoke inhalation. As of Wednesday, his condition was still unknown.
Officials want to remind you that Nueces County is under burn ban until January. That means no fire-related activities. Reporting for Nueces County, I'm your Neighborhood News reporter, Tyrese Boone, Chris 6 News.
Tyrese, thank you. Well, Nueces County Judge Connie Scott is warning neighbors about one scam in particular. The scam involves these documents that appear to come from Judge Scott's office. Now, they state that the person receiving the documents must pay a fine or a warrant will be issued for their arrest. Now, the person is told they must pay at a Bitcoin kiosk. Sadly, a local elderly resident fell victim to this scam and paid over $9,000.
It's unfortunate that these things happen in this day and time, but we want to let the public know. We want to make sure everyone is aware. We don't reach out that way. Please, please, please tell your family members, your elderly family members and everything. This is a scam. Do not take these calls seriously.
Well, even Nueces County recently fell victim to a scam that cost them $2 million. That money was recovered, but in this case, because the payment was made in Bitcoin, it's unlikely that money will be recovered. Now, if you receive these documents or if you suspect a scam, call the Corpus Christi Police Department's non-emergency number. That number is on your screen right there, 361-886-2600. Well, the city of Corpus Christi has announced their holiday schedule for tomorrow. Now, if your trash or recycling pickup day is on Thursday, it has been rescheduled to Saturday. Friday collection will run as normal, and City Hall will be closed on Thanksgiving Day. Now, libraries, public pools, and natatorium and gymnasiums will also be closed on Thanksgiving, as well as recreation and senior centers. The Lozano and Oso golf courses will be open on Thanksgiving Day. Now, we had some nasty weather this morning, but will that trend continue into Thanksgiving? For that answer, we are joined by meteorologist Stephanie Laubert to tell us how our Turkey Day is going to turn out.
Well, if you brought out the sweater today, you're going to need it again for tomorrow. We are looking at a pretty similar forecast, except perhaps a bit better. We're looking at more sunshine as we come into tomorrow. We've had a little bit of that 11th hour sunshine. We'll show you the view along SPID right now, where things aren't usually this calm out there. We usually see more cars out there, so I'm assuming that that holiday change of plans has already taken shape. I know I have some family driving in tonight, so please be careful wherever your holiday plans take you. But if it's right here in the coastal bend, we're looking at a really nice forecast. Now, the rain last night, obviously welcome. A lot of our coastal bend weather watchers showed us some of the totals in their neighborhoods, and we're going to show you some of that video coming up tonight at 6. But overall, it still feels pretty good out there. Fresh temperatures near 70 degrees. We're at 73 in Beeville, one of the warm spots. Also the temperature in Alice right now. But our wind direction has changed, and that's where that cooler influence comes from. The north-northeast wind around 10 to 15 miles per hour will be dialing back as we head on into the evening time frame. So your next question, how cold will it be tomorrow? I've got that answer ahead.
Well, the U.S. job market continued its cycle of low numbers, which has been in for a few weeks, as for the third week in a row. First-time unemployment claims dropped. U.S. Labor Department data shows a drop of 6,000 claims to roughly 216,000. That's the lowest number since April. Analysts say that while initial claims haven't been rising on a weekly basis, it shows that many Americans who have recently lost their jobs are having a hard time finding new ones. Restaurant reservations are seeing a spike for Thanksgiving, as reservations for the holiday are 13% higher year over year. It comes at a time when the cost of groceries are climbing. However, it's unlikely a Thanksgiving meal will cost less at a restaurant. The Bureau of Labor Statistics finds that restaurant prices are rising faster than grocery prices and overall inflation. Chipotle Mexican Grill on Saratoga Boulevard near Cimarron held its opening ceremony this morning. The popular establishment offers a variety of healthier dishes, including its famous bowls and burritos. But what stands out about this new location is the Chipotle service. It's a drive-through pickup lane that allows people to pick up their digital orders without having to leave their cars. Now, it's a first in Corpus Christi. The new Chipotle is open all week from 10:45 a.m. to 10 p.m. And if you want to join the team, they are hiring. For more information, head over to christv.com. It's the busiest travel day of the year. What you should know before hitting the road this holiday.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Well, the holiday travel rush is on, and if your plans include driving, be prepared to pay a bit more at the pumps. The average price for a gallon of regular unleaded here in Corpus Christi has gone up by 25 cents since Monday. That's according to AAA. Today's price is $2.69 a gallon. On Monday, it was $2.44 a gallon. The AAA says gas prices will fluctuate, but should stay on the low side during the holiday week. Now, today is usually one of the busiest travel days of the year, but at the Corpus Christi International Airport, it's been much calmer than expected. Airport officials say traffic has been steady, and some travelers say they were surprised by how easy it was to get through the terminal.
We flew out of Dallas, DFW on Sunday, and it was already hectic and busy with all the travelers. And then I was telling my son heading back, I was like, we're gonna have to get to the airport early, and there's about 50 people here, so it's not too bad.
Well, experts say this quiet start won't last, as a real rush is expected Sunday when people head home from their holiday break. And on the roads, Highway 77 and I-37 is expected to be the busiest routes in South Texas, so drivers need to be aware of that this weekend. Now, if you are flying for Thanksgiving, you may wonder, what food can I get through TSA? Well, the TSA actually has some tips for travelers looking to bring some of those Thanksgiving leftovers back home. Baked goods, meats, stuffing, casseroles, and other items like mac and cheese in a pan can be taken through TSA in a carry-on. Well, as fresh fruits, veggies, and candy can also be brought on that carry-on. However, items in a glass container, such as cranberry sauce, gravy, or alcohol, must be transported in a checked bag. Now, talking about travel, today is one of the busiest travel days of the year. So let's go ahead and check in with Stephanie Lauber to see if we actually have some traffic out there.
Well, Gladys, we haven't been doing too bad out there. We showed you the view over SPID, so let's check in again. We haven't seen quite as much congestion out on the roadways, and the most important thing, no matter how many cars are out there, is that we are still moving. So we'll take you to the maps and show you how some of the other typical commutes are doing. Things are quiet around downtown 37, both where SPID and the crosstown meet. But what about where SPID and the crosstown come together around other parts of town? We're looking good there at that normal interchange. Saratoga is running smoothly. So this is a pretty good commute if you're heading out around now. Even our usual culprit, Staples, busy if you're heading toward SPID from Saratoga. So as you head out, make sure you stay safe and drive safe. Your forecast is next. All right, here we go. Beautiful view from our CCAC camera. This one is out at Snoopy's. It's a beautiful view. And if you ever wondered why we have been treated to so many of these beautiful colors in the sky, the golden hour, that is going to be the focus of tonight's Science Snippet. So you'll want to check it out on christv.com/weather. Yeah, there's a particular reason why we get to enjoy that around this time of the year. And it's a trade-off for that early sunset, right? That thing is near the horizon. It's going to say good night here soon in about the next 10 to 15 minutes. So might as well get to enjoy the view while we're at it, right? So how have things been panning out? Well, we had some rainfall very early this morning, and then nothing for the rest of today, no matter how bad those skies look like they wanted to give us a little more rain, right? The clouds sticking around today were a sign of that front moving through. It's something called overrunning, where here at the ground level, our front has moved through, but we're still waiting for the rest of that cooler, drier air to clear out up top above us, a couple thousand feet above our head. And so that's the process that's happening now. And we are getting the view of that beautiful sunset as a gift. But with some of those clouds moving out, it is going to be chillier tonight. We'll have some very high upper level cirrus clouds, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to really blanket us in as we head into the overnight. So if you thought this morning was cold, we are expecting to be a little bit colder heading into your Thanksgiving morning. You'll want to pull out your favorite sweater just in time for Turkey Day. We didn't get a whole opportunity to warm up. We made it to the lower 70s here in Corpus Christi, but this is about where we would typically be for this time of the year. A day like today would be very typical for this part of November. So we have just been looking at such warm weather that this is a huge adjustment for us. But nonetheless, temperatures feeling true to temperature. The numbers in yellow and white match here on the map, so humidity has really taken a drop. We're at 70 in Beeville right now, 72 in Mathis, shy of 70 degrees for Port Aransas, the Bluff, that's the reading at NAS Corpus Christi, and at CCIA. And one of the warmest spots around town, George West, coming in with a 74-degree reading. So heading through tonight, once we lose that daylight, temperatures are going to fall more. But on top of that, the chill came with a lot of wind. Again, we have a new patch of air coming into the coastal bend, so it is going to be a bit windy, but these winds are coming down already. We did not have a hurricane force wind gust in Orange Grove. Sometimes the sensor out there does weird things, but we did see winds up around 35-40 miles per hour for a lot of our reporting stations here, and that just goes to show that we are in that transition season. That's what fall is for us. So while we're ushering in some of that fall feeling into the air, we are still going to see our winds being a bit gusty, generally from that northeast wind direction, which is less humid. It's not as dry as a northwest wind, but it is going to bring us that cool down, that more comfortable feeling over the next day or two. We start to see humidity peak as we head into Saturday, it's a quick trip back up to humid conditions before yet another cold front comes through to reinforce a little more of that cool down that we have been enjoying today, and we'll be sticking around tomorrow. So taking in the bird's eye view, we've got some clouds along the coast of Texas. If you're doing some traveling tonight, the rain is done across the Lone Star State, at least for the next couple of days. It's going to be a while before we see it return. So enjoy the weather. If you're doing any traveling, please stay safe out there. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast and when you can expect more rain in your neighborhood.
Alrighty, Steph, thanks. And just a reminder that tomorrow is Thanksgiving, which means the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which is going to be airing right here on NBC. Now, the parade will be hosted by Savannah Guthrie, Al Roker, and Hoda Kotb, with special performances, Lainey Wilson and Cynthia Erivo, scheduled. Now, this marks the 99th edition of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and will feature 34 balloons and 27 floats. Well, you don't want to change the channel after the parade because that's when the National Dog Show kicks off. The show roots dates back to 1879 and became an annual tradition in 1933. John O'Hurley and David Free will co-host the show, featuring 202 breeds and more than 2,000 of the best dogs in the country. A stolen Grinch will share this details on this Holly crime next.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
One family got a surprise when their inflatable Christmas decorations were stolen. But local police stepped up so this Grinch doesn't steal Christmas. Take a look.
We were upstairs just sitting around, and all of a sudden we heard a bang. We heard some tires squeal. I popped outside, checked the cars, didn't see any damage to the vehicles, but noticed that Mr. Grinch was missing.
Awful idea. The Ring camera rolled and confirmed this Osseo family's fear. A teenager's bear hug and their Grinch quickly disappeared.
And one got out, ran up, grabbed the inflatable, ripped it from the cord, ripped it from its stakes in the ground, ran back to the car, and they sped off with their plunder.
They wondered if it was a trend, a prank, or just for fun.
I think it was just a case where they're driving around town, they're bored, they see a target, and they say, let's go grab it.
With the first Grinch deflated and done, came an act that would leave the Mansour family stunned.
We heard that there might be a little kid that's missing their Grinch.
And they pulled out a brand new Grinch, new and improved Grinch.
A kind-hearted gift to ensure cheer stays in place, even an improvement with a familiar face.
This one's about a foot taller, and this one also has Max, the Grinch's dog.
Justice served not with charges pressed, but a stern talking to, and then his officers took care of the rest.
For somebody to spend money on somebody they don't even know, that's a great thing. I'm really proud of our officers for doing that.
From a Grinchy grab,
hopefully through this situation,
to a gift in return.
And instead of doing that, they can see something like this highlighted, and their hearts can grow 3 sizes that day.
Love that. Well, could a raccoon be your new best friend? A new study says that may be possible in the near future. We share those findings next.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Well, would you like to have a pet raccoon? Well, new research shows that the trash pandas that live in a more urban area are beginning to show signs that they don't mind with people being around and could possibly become domesticated. Scientists have previously discovered that when animals become domesticated, some of their features evolve, like developing shorter noses, smaller teeth, and curlier tails. In this case, researchers examined hundreds of photos of raccoons and found urban raccoon snouts were 3.6% shorter than raccoons living in rural areas. So that means potentially you could have a pet raccoon.
I would definitely take Miko home. I don't think I have any more room for any more animals. We're pretty full, but I would definitely take an opportunity for a big trash panda to live in my home.
Yes, to just help you with everything.
Yeah.
The little trash out there.
Exactly. I live like Cinderella and have all my pets help me with my chores, right?
Exactly.
Well, you know, whatever you have going on, whoever is joining you for the Thanksgiving holiday, hope you guys have a great time, and I hope that you are ready for some chilly weather. Tomorrow, we're going to start things off in the 50s.
Oh, wow.
So colder than we were this morning. We'll top out with more sunshine at about 74 degrees, less of a breeze, but yeah, probably still going to feel a bit chilly out there. And then we're looking forward to some more rain this weekend, so hopefully we're a bit on a streak, so we're going to keep it there.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much for watching Chris 6 News at 5 o'clock. We will see you here at 6. Have a good night.